Waymo's co-CEO, Takedra Mawakana, said something this week that should be a way bigger story than it is. This week at TechCrunch Disrupt in San Francisco, she was asked what would happen if one of the company's self-driving cars killed somebody. And she said, "We don't say whether, we say when, and we plan for that." Then she added, "I think society will accept that." And you know what? This actually does a great job explaining how power works now. The people building our future already assume we'll accept casualties. Waymo says its cars are 91% safer than human drivers. That statistic is supposed to make us feel calm, but it's a business strategy. It's PR. If they can prove that they can kill fewer people than we do as humans, they've already won some sort of moral argument. The co-CEO said that the company logs every crash in a public database for transparency. But is it transparency, or is this a way to train the public to accept harm in the name of flashy new technology? Waymo is already under federal investigation. Their cars have ignored stops. They've hit school buses. They've blocked fire trucks. They've jammed intersections. And just last year, people in San Francisco reported Waymo vehicles honking at nothing in the middle of the night. The company calls those events resets. And last week, one of those resets hit close to home, literally. San Francisco lost a community member that everyone loved, a familiar face, a neighborhood fixture. We'll get into that in a moment. But before we go deeper, make sure you're subscribed. We cover stories like this every day, the ones that powerful companies would rather scroll on past. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay with us, because what happens next tells us everything about the world we're building. Okay, so that community member, he was a cat named Kit Kat.
People in San Francisco's Mission District are devastated over the death of a beloved neighborhood cat run over by a Waymo, a driverless car. There's a growing memorial on 16th Street for Kit Kat, a fixture at Randa's Market. Kit Kat died late Monday night. For days, we've been trying to get details from Waymo about what happened. Well, today a company spokesperson told us that a robo-taxi was stopped to pick up passengers, and Kit Kat darted under the car as it was pulling away. Waymo will make a donation to an animal rights group in Kit Kat's honor.
He lived at Randa's Market in the Mission District, one of those small corner stores that feels like a heartbeat. He'd been there for 6 years at the bodega, greeting customers, sleeping by the register, chasing pigeons off the sidewalk. He wasn't just a cat, he was part of the neighborhood. And late one night this week, a Waymo car hit and killed him. Witnesses said the vehicle didn't slow down. Waymo said the cat darted under the vehicle as it pulled away. Then came the apology and a promise of a donation to an animal charity. Neighbors built an ofrenda outside the store. Candles, flowers, and cans of cat food. A small sign said, "Rest in power, Kit Kat." People stopped to light candles and leave notes. They weren't just mourning the cat, they were mourning the feeling that life in the city had become disposable. Waymo killed a dog in 2023. Now a cat? Every accident becomes part of the story we're told about the price of innovation. So AI could be used to make streets safer, to cut pollution, to make housing more efficient, to create jobs instead of replacing working people's jobs. But that's not what these companies build. They build machines to remove people from the equation because that's what drives profit. Less people to pay, more money in their pocket. Every time a company saves money through AI, it's not saving that money by not paying a person. They're doing it to make somebody richer. According to global labor data, automation could displace hundreds of millions of jobs by 2030. 40% of employers already plan to cut workers. The profits move upwards and the risk moves downward through a transfer of power. And it raises a question that almost no one in Silicon Valley ever asks. Why can't we build AI that makes life better for everyone? Why can't we invest in systems that protect people instead of replace them? Why can't we use this technology to fix roads, improve public transportation, clean our air, reduce poverty, make cities livable and walkable? We could. We have the resources, the intelligence, the innovation, but we don't have the incentives because the incentive is profit. It's capitalism. Every dollar goes towards systems that consolidate wealth at the very top instead of spreading it. AI could probably feed people, rebuild infrastructure, make communities stronger. Instead, it's being used to eliminate working class people and their jobs every day and to monetize data. Every time one of these companies says it's changing the world, they mean they're finding ways to own it. We don't have competition anymore. We have consolidation and better PR for these tech companies. 5 corporations, Amazon, Google, Meta, Apple, Microsoft, control the backbone of modern life. Waymo is just Google without wheels. We could use AI, again, to clean air, to strengthen communities, or end food deserts. But that doesn't generate a 20% quarterly return or something flashy to say on an earnings call. So instead, we get cars that replace workers, algorithms that are harvesting your data for profit, and CEOs who talk about death like it's a rounding error. This is kind of how they start to automate poverty. If one company owns the roads, the data, and the algorithms, that's not kind of building a future. That's more like focusing in on a private empire. We don't need smarter cars. We need smarter systems. We need better public transportation. And we need systems that work for people, not for a small subset of wealthy shareholders. Because innovation should help people, not kill cats and replace jobs. Waymo is privatizing streets. Every time one of their cars drives through a neighborhood, it's collecting data about traffic, movement, even faces. San Francisco used to be a city of workers, artists, and dreamers. Now it's a testing ground for machines that replace all of that. And Kit Kat's death hit people because it symbolized what's left of this community: small, local, imperfect, and alive. And the thing that killed him was the opposite of that: a machine with no awareness for life at all. Capitalism kills. Capitalism kills quietly. And it doesn't always have to pull the trigger. It usually just builds the systems that make death predictable and conditions us to expect it. And then somehow we're calling that progress that we're excited by. We could choose something else. We could demand AI makes people's lives better and keeps us safe, and that it serve the public instead of the markets. But that requires rejecting the idea that progress must be profitable to be real. San Francisco didn't just lose a cat, it lost another piece of what makes life worth living, a reminder that human connection can't be automated. And if you've appreciated this story or it's expanded your perspective or you love bodega cats, I'm going to ask you to take a moment to subscribe. We can't grow without your support. I'm a one-woman team and one-woman band, and your support means the world to us, me and Willa. And we'll be back with more. And billionaires shouldn't exist. Capitalism isn't cute. And people deserve to live. And we should be focusing on keeping people healthy, alive, sheltered, fed. Healthcare should be a public good. So, and vote in California and vote for Zohran Mamdani in New York.